and on the couch with us, we have Dan Meyer with the Boone Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Always a delight to be here. Thank you for following us around the last few weeks. You were at the open house for the Appalachian Regional Healthcare's new Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center. That was a great turnout.
It was.
And what a nice facility.
Oh,
and
yeah,
meet
beautiful.
those 3 new doctors in town to deal with our orthopedic needs. And then I just saw that y'all went to the Young Professionals group.
Did.
That's super. That's super.
It was a lot of fun.
I hope y'all are going to be at the grand opening of the Friendship Honda on Thursday.
I will be
at
there.
noon. Thursday at noon. Their grand opening, and then Thursday evening we'll be having Business After Hours, our July Business After Hours, and the graduation ceremony for the Watauga Leadership Challenge. So Thursday is going to be a big day.
It is. I've already RSVP'd.
Very good, very good.
So we're going to talk about keeping our cool today.
Yeah, you know, it's an important thing. I mean, somebody says, what's that got to do with business? Well, a whole lot. Do you ever get upset with a customer? Do you ever get upset with a fellow employee? Do you ever get upset at home and bring it to work? All of those things. So keeping cool. And you know what? These are just simple things, but they remind us how easy it is to be in control as opposed to getting out of control. Because it seems like it's kind of like Katie bar the door. Once something happens and boom, 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 it just gets bigger and bigger and blown out of proportion. And at the end of the day, said, what were we so upset about? But, you know, it just keeps getting heated more and more. So it's important to think about things as circumstances come up. First thing, take a deep breath. Instead of just reacting to something, it's important to respond. Now that's a big difference. And it takes just a nanosecond to do that, to say, whoop, you know, wait a minute, don't need to do that. Now, the best way I can illustrate that is if I had a little hammer, neurologist hammer here, and were to chunk you right below your kneecap, what would happen?
It'd go flying up.
That knee would just come jerking out. That's exactly right. And we call that a reflex action. You're not in control. In fact, you don't even realize it until after it's gone. The biology of that is it's the stimulation is in your knee, and it goes to your spinal cord, and then goes straight back to your leg, to the muscles, and at the same time the realization goes to your brain. But you can't control that. It's a reflex action. A lot of people react that way. They don't respond, they react. And before you know it, you've said something or done something that you regret, and it's hard to change some of those things. So it's just a matter of taking some time. I remember one time I was driving home. We were going to have company. I think it was a Friday evening, so it was the last day of the week, and the weekend was coming. We were going to have some friends over for dinner or something, and I knew, my wife had already told me that when you get home tonight, would you please wash the windows at the front of the, by the door. They're a little dirty. I said, no problem. So I'm driving home, and I say to myself, we're going to blow her socks off. I'm just going to walk in and say, where's the Windex, babe? And that'll just get her, that I remembered. Well, it took a few more miles, and I forgot that, and I got home, and she said, hey, honey, can you do the windows? And before I knew it, I had one excuse out why I couldn't, and 2 more ready to come out. And then I said, you big dummy, you'd already decided, but because it wasn't on your terms, you're going to react, And it just takes a minute to stop and say, wait a minute, let me think about this before I say or do something. Keep your cool. Just take a deep breath. I mean, how many times is that, bite your tongue a little bit and take it easy. Second, make sure that when you react to something or respond to something that it's really your fight or your issue. Sometimes we're pretty quick to take up other people's issues. And so you need to ask yourself, wait a minute, does this really impact me? Do I really need to interject myself into this? And as opposed to just staying out. This isn't my fight. This isn't my issue. And I'm going to stay cool and get out. You've seen that happen. I'm sure you've had friends that have started an argument and you want to jump in, and then you're like, nope, better not do that. Just kind of ease on out and keep your cool. Don't get involved, because too often we might jump in and take a side and we don't know the whole story, and we may have taken the wrong side. So just make sure it's your issue that you're going after. And if you don't, well, if it's not your issue, step back. Because when you do that, you take on everybody else's issues too, and that can be overwhelming sometimes. Third, how do you react or respond when you're hungry, or you're tired, or you're all stressed out? Are you at your best?
No, I'm usually pretty snappy.
Pretty snappy. Oh, that's the word I got right now. Snappy. See there? If we don't take care of ourselves physically, it puts us on edge emotionally. You're hungry, or you're tired. You just done too much, or whatever. You're overburdened with things. You're just kind of a ticking bomb walking around looking for a place to explode on somebody. So take care of yourself. We just tend to be snappy, you know. Was that story about somebody, he was up early and the guy asked him, did you wake up grumpy this morning? And they said, no, she's still in bed. You know, some people, which side of the bed you get out of, you know, all of those kinds of things. So take care of yourself, and that will tend to allow you then to really focus on what's going on and not get caught up in the issue. 4, talk slowly and calmly and with a low voice. Choose your words. Choose your words. I've heard a lot of people just snap at something, you know, or get loud. And what happens when one person gets loud, the other person, and before you know it, again, it just escalates. So speak slowly and calmly and voice down, and choose your words carefully, what you say. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You've heard that, but that ain't true. Words are very damaging, very hard to pick back. We used to teach our kids some Bible verses, and there's an old proverb that says, a soft answer turns away wrath. Harsh words stir up quarrels. And you think about it, that's just true. Flat out true. 5th, allow a little more time for everything. You know why there is such a thing as road rage, don't you?
Everybody's in a hurry.
Somebody was in a hurry. Somebody was in a hurry. And if we could do that, control our schedules better, but everybody's in a mad rush. You ask somebody, how you doing? They say, well, I'm busy. Well, everybody's busy, but maybe we need to cut back on that busyness so that we can focus on the important things. So it gives us time to be relaxed as we approach the things that are a priority for us. So allow more time, allow plenty of time, get up a little earlier, understand that, you know, I've learned that now that our office is downtown, it's going to take me 15 minutes to get home. It just is. There's no way I can go that's going to take any time off of that. So whatever direction, whatever route, it's just going to take that time. So just plan on it. Plan on it. And lastly, find something you're grateful for. Because if you have a heart of gratitude, it puts things in perspective. And it allows us to see what's going on that we might get heated about in the context of all the good things that are going on. So look around and be looking for good things and not just the negative things, because they say that people look for good things and bad things, they both find them.
That's true.
And so these are some simple things, but think about it again. At home, at the job, with your fellow workers, dealing with a customer, wherever it is, just some good ideas. And basically the whole thing is just slow down, stop, choose what you're going to do, make a deliberate response and action that deals with the issue and doesn't destroy the person. And that's the way to promote healthy relationships, good customer service, good teamwork on the job, and allows you to go home at night and say, oh, I had a good day. And isn't that what we all like to be able to do? Absolutely. Instead of carrying work home or carrying home to work, deal with them in both places and keep those relationships working smoothly.
Those are some good tips, because a lot of times we do this and we don't realize that we're doing it. So if you stop and you think about these things, it's pretty good.
And it just takes a second.
It
just takes a little bit of time, So hope you all are going to join us at the grand opening on Thursday at noon at Friendship Honda, and then in the evening at Friendship Honda again for Business After Hours. A great opportunity to network with other businesses in town.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the tips. You always have such great information to share with us, and we really appreciate it.
Delighted to be here.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
And we'll be back in just a moment with more of the Mountain Television Network.